So now that your store is connected, it's time to sync some orders. So let's head to your orders dashboard. And here you'll find the refresh orders button. And by clicking on it, we'll download any orders from your store where the status is not shipped. And it's important to note that Print Simple does not automatically sync new orders. So we recommend that you refresh orders once or twice a day to ensure that orders can be submitted to your production partner and shipped accordingly. And not to mention, it's always a good idea to give your customers a window of opportunity to make changes to their orders before you submit them to production, because once the order is in production, then you'll no longer be able to accommodate that same change. So with all that being said, I'm going to take you through the process of placing an order on a Shopify store, syncing it to your Print Simple dashboard, and then submitting it for fulfillment. So let's head to the Shopify store. And here you'll find that I have a product that's been created that includes options for color and size. So imagine that I'm a customer who's simply selecting the options that I want to order, adding it to cart, and then going ahead and checking out. So I'll go ahead and fill out my checkout information and I'll be right back. So now that the order is placed on my store, I can head back to my Print Simple account, refresh orders, and in just a short moment, you'll see that the order is synced. So let's go ahead and click on order 1157. And here you'll find details about the product that your customer purchased on your store. This is the product title. This is the options that they selected. So based on this information, I now have to sync a product so that my fulfillment partner knows exactly what product and what artwork to use to print this order. So let's go ahead and click sync product. And here you'll find a message that says, before you can sync a product to your order item, you must choose a product from our catalog, then add your print file to create a decorated product. So that leads us into decorated products. So let's go ahead and click that button. And here you'll have the option to choose the warehouse in which you want the order fulfilled from. So in this case, I'm filling my order with Canadian Custom Apparel. And now I'll be able to browse their catalog and identify which product that I want fulfilled for this specific product based on the options that my customer selected. So let's just say the Bella Canvas t-shirt might be a good option for me. I'll go ahead and type that, and here is the Bella Canvas 3001. So I'll select that product, and then I'll click the continue button. Next, you'll have the option to choose a decorating method. And a decorating method just tells us what kind of technique you want us to use to print your artwork. So we'll go ahead and select DTG. Here you'll find all of the available print locations for that decorating method. I'll select full front, then I'll click continue. And now the next step is for me to actually upload my artwork file. On the left-hand side, you'll find best practices for that decorating method. So it's always a good idea to read up on these tips to make sure you get the best print result. And here you'll also find a template in which you can use to understand how you should size and prepare your artwork for printing. So we've recorded a video that you can find by clicking on this button here to better understand how to use a template file. But for the sake of this recording, I'll just go ahead and upload a file that matches the requirements on the page. So in this case, it's a PNG file that is 12 by 16 is what Canadian Custom Apparel can accept in order for me to print my artwork on the front of a Bella Canvas t-shirt using the DTG decorating method. So let's go ahead and click add artwork. And now I'll go ahead and just quickly browse my computer for a file. And now I'll click continue. So what's important now is that this product is going to be used to fulfill this order, but it can also be used to fulfill every future order for this product on my store. So because the product is called My POD T-shirt, it'd probably be a good idea for me to label it the same way in my Print Simple account so that I can find it easily later. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll click Create Product. So after I create the product, it's going to redirect me back to the order, and here's where I can now choose the product to add to my order so that my printing partner knows exactly what I want fulfilled for this customer's order. So based on the customer's options, I know that they asked for Heather Cardinal large. So I'll go ahead and expand this drop-down menu. So this exercise is just simply me choosing the option that best corresponds with what my customer ordered. And in this case, I'll say that Heather Cardinal will match up with canvas red. So I'll select size large in the canvas red, and I'll click OK. And once I do that, you're going to see now that the product is saved to my order item, and here is the cost to fulfill this product. And it also includes the details about the print location, the decorating method, and the artwork that should be used to fulfill this order. So now that that's set in place, I can continue to shipping info to select the shipping method that I want to be used to fulfill this order. So as I scroll down here, you'll see that there's one available option for this order, and I'll go ahead and select it and continue to review. Now, just before I can pay for this order, I'm going to go ahead and review that everything is in fact correct. So I see that my product is the Bella Canvas Large Canvas Red with this artwork. And now this is the shipping information based on the options I selected on the previous steps. So finally, I can click Continue to Payment. And here's where I can either add a payment method that would be saved for future orders, or I can click one-time payment where I can just fill out my credit card details and submit my order. Now, before I pay for the order, I want to show you an alternative way to be able to set up my store so I can skip past some of the steps for the order mapping process. Now, what I mean by that is if I were to head to my products and I were to find the product I just created, and let's scroll down to the product variants section. Here you'll find a list of variants that have been created for this product and the respective cost and the respective SKUs. And using this SKU, we can automate the process of having to choose the product every time we receive an order for it. So what I mean by that is if we come back to our products in our Shopify store and we were to look for this specific product that I ordered, which was the My POD t-shirt, and I were to open up this product and I were to scroll down to my variant section, and I were to select all variants, open the bulk editor, and then now enable the column for SKU. So as you can see here, the SKU column is enabled, which is what I can see right here. So now I'll go back to my Print Simple account and I'll start typing in the keyword of the color I'm looking for. So let's go ahead with gray. And whenever I type in gray, it'll find me all the variants in which gray is available. So in this case, you can see here that these ones are currently unavailable. However, these ones are. So if dark gray is a good match for dark gray heather on my store, I can come here, copy the SKU, and then add it into my product on my Shopify account. And I'll repeat this process for each of my individual SKUs and variants. And by doing this, it's going to allow for me to automate the process when the order is being synced to my Print Simple account so that I don't have to choose the individual product that represents the option that my customer ordered. Now, just keep in mind that we only recommend doing this for products that are regularly selling and not for every product in your store because it can be time consuming. So as you start selling products, you'll go through the process of creating the decorated product in your Print Simple account. And as you start seeing that some products are selling more than others, you can invest in a little bit of time to update your store so that you can skip past the order mapping process every time you receive a new order. So I'll go ahead and add this to the first two SKUs in the list and click Save. And if I were to go back to my Shopify store and I were to try and place an order for that My POD t-shirt in the specific options that I added a SKU for, you'll find that whenever I import that order, there will be a different experience. So I want to make sure that I choose the color dark gray heather in either size small or medium because those are the two SKUs that I updated in my store. And when I click Add to Cart, I'll proceed to checkout. And just like before, I'll fill out my information and be right back. So now that the new order has been placed in my store, I'll head back to my Print Simple account. I'll go to Orders. I'll refresh orders. And then now you'll see that order 1158 has been synced, but instead of it having a status of not synced, it actually has a status of needs approval. So when I click on this order, notice how the product was automatically selected to my order without me having to click on the sync product button and go through that process. So this saves me the step every time an order comes in that matches that SKU. And keep in mind that if you have that product selling across multiple marketplaces, whether it be Shopify, Etsy, or anywhere else, then that SKU on your Print Simple account is valid for every product. So you don't have to repeat this process for every marketplace that you might be selling that product on. So now that I have the product already selected, I can obviously edit it if I had to. But in this case, because it's perfect, then I can just continue to shipping info and simply select the shipping method and then go ahead and continue to payment, where I can choose from my save card or my one-time payment method and pay. So I hope this video was helpful, and please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.